Thank you very much for the kind invitation. It's a great pleasure and privilege for me to be here with you today and speak a bit about the role of energy today and the role of energy and the energy sector more broadly by the year 2040. When it comes to energy, there are many challenges in the way we produce and we consume energy, but I would like to talk about three particular challenges with you today, which are really at the essence of energy policy making and are the bedrock of the Sustainable Development Goals when it comes to energy. First, there's climate change, which is a defining challenge for our world. When you look at the contribution of energy, then at least 2/3 of global greenhouse gas emissions are coming from the energy sector. So taking action to address climate change means taking action in the energy sector. Second, there's air pollution. Energy, the way we produce and we use energy is actually at the heart of air pollution. It's a key contributor to air pollutant emissions in all countries, and there is no one single country in the world which has entirely solved the air pollution problem. And third, there is the fact that there are many people out there who still have no access to modern energy services. For example, there are 1.1 billion people worldwide who still have no access to electricity today, despite significant progress that has been made over the last decade or so. Today we are really in a phase of a clean energy transition. We have seen important progress in many areas: renewables, electric cars, energy efficiency, and many others. But at the IEA we have developed a sustainable development scenario that tries to reflect on these three challenges and tries to see how the world in 2040 would need to look alike if we wanted to address these challenges. And what we find is that the efforts that we are undertaking are great, but they are not yet sufficient in order to entirely address the problem. Let me give you a couple of numbers to support this argument. The way we use energy needs to be twice as efficient by the year 2040 than it is today. When it comes to solar PV, for example, then we are talking about more than 3,000 gigawatts of installed capacity by the year 2040 if we wanted to meet the targets of the Sustainable Development Scenario. This is 10 times more, roughly, than what we have installed today. Third, if you look at electric mobility, for example, we currently have 2 million electric cars on the road worldwide, but for the Sustainable Development Scenario, we're talking about nearly 900 million electric cars by the year 2040. So still a significant room for growth. And when it comes to fossil fuels make up for roughly 80% of global energy demand today. By the year 2040, this share has to drop to roughly 60% in such a sustainable development scenario. So what I'm trying to say is really we have made important progress in many areas in the energy sector. Costs for key technologies, key clean energy technologies have fallen significantly over the last few years. Solar PV, wind, batteries and many others. We have made important progress in terms of energy efficiency policies, which are playing an important role in among energy policymakers today, but we really have to scale up these efforts if we want to meet the targets of such a sustainable development scenario for the year 2040. And we also have to think about new areas, trying to push this clean energy transition in many other areas, making the most of what digitalization, for example, offers, or thinking about energy storage, for example. So there are many areas that we have to think about where we have to innovate, right? Where the global energy industry will have to play a key role together with energy policymakers in order to make such a sustainable energy scenario in the year 2040 happen.